From the 1978 Inspector General's Act, short title, this act be cited as the Inspector General Act of 1978. Corporate statement, purpose and establishment of offices of Inspector Generals, departments, and agencies involved. In order to create independent and objective units, 1. To conduct and supervise audits and investigations relating to the programs and operations of the establishments listed in Section 11.2. Number 2. To provide leadership and coordination and recommend policies for activities designed, A. To promote economy, efficiency, and effectiveness in the administration of, and B. To prevent and detect fraud and abuse in such programs and operations, and 3. To provide a means for keeping the head of the establishment and the Congress fully and currently informed about problems and deficiencies relating to the administration of such programs and operations and the necessity for the progress of corrective action. That's social engineering, by the way. Corrective action doctrine. It's social engineering. From Black's Law Dictionary, first edition. Deposit. A naked bailment of goods to be kept for the depositor without reward, and to be returned when he shall require it. A bailment of goods to be kept by the bailee without reward, and delivered according to the object or purpose of the original trust. A deposit in general is an act by which a person receives the property of another, binding himself to preserve it and return it in kind. Back to the 1978 Inspector General's Act. Transitional provisions relating to appointment of Inspector General of Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Current service, except as otherwise provided by law, the individual serving as the Inspector General of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation before the date of enactment of this Act, December 17, 1993, this is a further act, may continue to serve in such position until the earlier of A. the date of which the President appoints a successor under Section 3A of the Inspector General Act of 1978. Now, remember, successor. From Black's Law Dictionary, first edition, successio. In the civil law, coming in place of another or on his decease, coming into the estate which a deceased person had at the time of his death. This was either by virtue of an express appointment of the deceased person by his will, or by the general appointment of law in the case of intestacy. Okay, now this one takes us to the letters patent. From Black's Law Dictionary, first edition. Earlier we were talking about deposit being a naked bailment of goods. Okay, now what is a name? The name, N-A-A-M, is the attaching or taking of movable goods and chattels called vis or mort, according as the chattels were living or dead. What the letters patent is the ability of these entities to find you. They're finding you and giving you a new name. Family name means genus or subspecies. From Black's Law Dictionary, first edition, cognomen, a man's family name. The first name, praenomen, was the proper name of the individual. The second nomen indicated the gens or tribe to which he belonged, while the third, cognomen, denoted his family, genus or species. In 1864, with the Geneva Convention, they developed foundling hospitals by which to find you the new product and give you a name, the last name, which is a cognomen or new species name. Erickson, Johnson, you have Smith, which indicates you're a blacksmith or a silversmith. This is what you do. It's a descriptor whereby they can maintain the letters patent. This allows you to be the deposit, based on the name, into the bank. From Black's Law, first edition, bank, a bench or seat, the bench or tribunal occupied by the judges, the seat of judgment, a court. These are the same banks or ephors at Sparta, which tore down Spartan community culture. And of course now known as the Federal Magistrate Judges Association. Federal, confederated. From Black's Law Dictionary, first edition, confederacy. In criminal law, the association or banding together of two or more persons for the purpose of committing an act or furthering an enterprise which is forbidden by law, or which, though lawful in itself, becomes unlawful when made the object of the confederacy. Conspiracy is a more technical term for this offense. The act of two or more who combine together to do any damage or injury to another or to do an unlawful act. This is Sparta. In order to engineer Spartan society or American society or culture, one must be reliant on education. The best source for anyone to read would be Emile, or the Treatise on Education by Jean-Jacques Rousseau.